The long-awaited preview of episode 195 of Swallowed Star has finally arrived, and with it comes one of the most brutal and emotionally charged moments in Luo Feng's journey. The calm before the storm has passed. Now begins the battle for vengeance, betrayal, and destiny. In this upcoming episode, Luo Feng faces his most painful betrayal yet, as the Heavenly Array King, once a trusted ally, turns against him. The fallout from this betrayal leads to a deadly confrontation, and just when Luo Feng's life hangs by a thread, a mysterious figure appears. Zuo Shanke's eldest disciple, Puti. Through his intervention, Luo Feng is guided into the Star Tower, marking the beginning of the fateful life and death trial that will determine his future as a true master of destiny. At the start of the preview, we see Luo Feng and the Heavy Arrow King standing amid the wreckage of a battlefield. Together, they had conquered countless foes, reaping the rewards of victory by claiming treasures left behind by fallen kings. Their cooperation had become a formidable force in the chaotic struggles among the universe's most powerful beings. Yet in the midst of this chaos, Luo Feng receives a sudden distress signal from none other than the Heavenly Array King, a fellow human expert and supposed ally. Without hesitation, Luo Feng rushes to his aid, unaware that he is walking straight into a trap that has been meticulously planned. When Luo Feng arrives, he sees the Heavenly Array King locked in combat with the Demon King Qimang. The scene appears desperate. The Heavenly Array King's defenses falter, his energy flickers weakly, and he calls out for Luo Feng's help. Luo Feng, bound by brotherhood and trust, joins the fray without question. But in a cruel twist of fate, the battle turns into a nightmare. As Luo Feng channels his strength to strike Qimang, the Heavenly Array King suddenly attacks from behind, his blade piercing deep into Luo Feng's defenses. The betrayal is instant and devastating. Luo Feng realizes too late that Qimang was never an enemy. It was all an illusion, a puppet enslaved by the Heavenly Array King's soul control technique. The betrayal cuts deeper than any blade could. Bleeding and wounded, Luo Feng struggles to understand why. The Heavenly Array King reveals his greed, his desire to seize Luo Feng's treasures, the Fire God Crystal, the Star Tower fragments, and other artifacts that had made Luo Feng an unstoppable force. To the Heavenly Array King, friendship meant nothing before the temptation of ultimate power. Even after striking Luo Feng down, he shows no mercy, attempting to rob him while he lies defenseless. Luo Feng's divine body begins to collapse, his consciousness fading. For a moment, it seems like everything will end there, buried within the ruins of betrayal. But even as death looms, Luo Feng's spirit burns with defiance. With his remaining strength, he summons the Fire God Crystal, preparing to detonate it. The explosion would not only destroy himself, but also annihilate the Heavenly Array King in a fiery inferno. In those brief seconds, Luo Feng's thoughts flash between rage and sorrow. He remembers his journey, his people, his home, and the countless sacrifices he's made. If this is to be his end, he will take his traitor down with him. But just as he is about to unleash the final strike, a voice echoes deep within his soul, a calm, ancient, and compassionate voice that calls his name. Luo Feng, stop. It is the voice of Puti, the eldest disciple of the mysterious hermit, Zuo Shanke. Her voice reverberates through the chaos like a divine bell, halting Luo Feng's self-destruction. For a moment, time itself seems to stand still. Puti tells Luo Feng that his time has not yet come, that his destiny lies far beyond revenge. She guides him toward a faint light emanating from the depths of the Star Tower, a light that marks the beginning of his next trial. Hearing her words, Luo Feng's determination reignites. The will to live, the desire to grow stronger, and the unyielding belief that justice will come, all fuse into a single moment of clarity. Luo Feng abandons his plan of self-destruction and surrenders himself to the mysterious pull of Puti's guidance. The scene shifts, showing Luo Feng's body descending through countless layers of dimensional barriers, his divine energy dispersing as he falls deeper into the Star Tower's mysterious core. The tower, a living artifact of immeasurable age, begins to awaken in response to his presence. Puti's voice echoes again, revealing the truth that she has waited for over 8.2 billion years for this exact moment. For Luo Feng, the destined inheritor, to arrive. Her tone is filled with reverence and hope, as though she had foreseen his coming since ancient times. Puti herself is no ordinary being. She was once Zuo Shanke's most trusted soul slave, elevated to disciple after demonstrating extraordinary loyalty and talent. Over countless epochs, she studied the deepest mysteries of the soul and created the terrifying secret art known as the 10,000 Hearts Control Technique, a method capable of enslaving even kings of the universe. Through her clone, Tipu, she embedded herself within the human race, watching silently from the shadows, guiding events toward this destined convergence. Though her true body is hidden within the Star Tower, her presence radiates divine majesty. With her long white robe flowing like moonlight, her serpentine tail shimmering with violet light, and her calm, piercing eyes filled with wisdom older than galaxies, Puti embodies both mystery and grace. Guided by her will, Luo Feng drifts into a forbidden realm that has never been touched by any living being. The Star Tower opens its thousands of hidden passageways, rearranging its own structure as if recognizing his existence. The crimson glow of the tower's core pulsates in rhythm with Luo Feng's heartbeat, forming a bridge between his soul and the tower's spirit. Here, in this sacred dimension, Luo Feng finally beholds Puti's clone, an ethereal figure standing amid swirling starlight. With a gentle motion of her hand, she draws Luo Feng closer, whispering words of both guidance and warning. She tells him that before him lies the life and death trial of the Star Tower, a soul tribulation that only the chosen can attempt. Many had tried before him. 2 Earthlings, in fact, had once reached this very stage, but both perished after 3,300 years of agony. Luo Feng listens in silence as she explains that this trial is not one of strength, but of endurance and purity of will. The soul will be torn apart, rebuilt and refined endlessly until only the truest essence remains. To survive is to be reborn. To fail is to vanish forever. As the tower's light engulfs him, Luo Feng steals his mind. He has walked through death countless times before, but this will be his greatest ordeal yet. The soul flames ignite, and his consciousness begins to split under the immense pressure. The pain is unimaginable. Millions of invisible blades cutting through his very being, his thoughts fragmenting into chaos. Yet through the torment, Luo Feng's determination shines like a burning star. He clings to his memories, of Earth, of his family, of his promises. Each one becomes a spark of strength, helping him endure the endless waves of soul destruction. Years turn into millennia within the trial. Time loses meaning. The pain does not cease, but Luo Feng's spirit refuses to break. The tower's spirit observes silently, testing, judging, and ultimately recognizing the indomitable will of its challenger. When others fell after 3,300 years, Luo Feng endures beyond 6,000. His soul, now reborn through endless suffering, becomes purer, sharper, and more radiant than ever before. And then, silence. The light fades. The agony ends. The tower trembles as if in reverence, and its ancient runes flare with divine brilliance. The life and death trial is complete. Luo Feng opens his eyes, his soul now intertwined with the Star Tower's essence. The tower has chosen its master. The long journey filled with betrayal, despair, and endurance has led him here, to the very heart of power that even gods envy. From a mortal who once gazed at the stars in wonder, to a warrior who now commands their light, Luo Feng's destiny ascends to a new realm. Yet this is not the end, only the beginning of a greater cosmic storm. The betrayal of the heavenly array king remains an unhealed scar, one that Luo Feng will soon return to settle. But for now, under the silent glow of the Star Tower, a new legend begins, one born from blood, vengeance, and the unbreakable will of a man destined to challenge the universe itself. Luo Feng's path has never been an easy one. From the blood-soaked battlefields of the universe to the cold betrayal of the heavenly array king, every trial has carved his name deeper into the stars. Now standing at the threshold of the Star Tower's ultimate trial, he has endured pain beyond imagination and proven the unyielding strength of the human will. As the tower finally accepts him as its new master, a new chapter begins. One where Luo Feng will rise from the ashes of betrayal to reclaim his honor and reshape the balance of power across the cosmos. The betrayal, the suffering, and the endless years of torment were not the end. They were the foundation of his ascension. The heavenly array king's treachery may have scarred his soul, but it also forged an unbreakable resolve. The universe will soon witness the rise of a new ruler, one born not from privilege or fate, but from pure determination and relentless struggle. Thank you for watching. If you're excited to see Luo Feng's next evolution and how the Star Tower's true power unfolds, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. The battle for the universe has only just begun, and Luo Feng's legend is far from over.